Once upon a time, there was a vampire named Vanitas who was despised by his own kind because he was born on Blue Moon Night as compared to others who were born on Crimson Moon Night. Because of this, he was driven away from the village. He faced clutches of snow and terror of darkness. As he wanders alone in the woods, he makes a vow to himself that he will take vengeance on the other vampires. He created a grimoire imbued with the power to corrupt a vampire's true name. That will curse the vampires, which will be worse than death. Several years have passed. Now the world is ruled by humans and vampires are treated as criminals. Then we see a purple-eyed man named No catching an unknown falling lady. She tells him her name is Amelia and she is going to meet a doctor. As they were talking, the flight crew announced they are arriving in Paris shortly. And it turns out they are flying in a massive airship to Paris. Amelia asks why he is going to Paris. No replies he is going there to find the Book of Vanitas. Hearing this, Amelia's eyes widened in shock. As they headed to board the airship, Amelia looks terrified. She becomes weak and sits on the ground. As No is coming to help her, she shouts at him not to come close. Then No sees Amelia has red eyes and she is a vampire. Suddenly someone tried to attack Amelia but No saves her. The blue-eyed man attacks No with a knife but he easily dodges his attacks. Then No throws Amelia in the air and punches the blue-eyed man hard. In the action his red eyes are revealed and he is also a vampire. As No is trying to help her, Amelia comes close to him and she starts sucking his blood. As she continues to suck his blood, No feels his strength draining away. But he manages to free himself from her. Then he sees that Amelia has completely lost control and she is attacking everyone. As No tries to stop her, the blue-eyed man comes to help him. Seeing her condition, he tells him that her true vampire name has been corrupted by a black creature named Maladies. No begs him not to kill her, so he claims he is a special vampire doctor and he comes here to cure her. He takes out the Book of Vanitas, seeing which No's eyes widen in surprise. As he uses that book to reclaim her true name, blue-colored lightning starts flashing near her body. And he is successfully able to reclaim her true name back. No is totally amazed by his power. Then Blue-Eyed slips and falls down from the airship. No also jumps to go after him. Both of them fall into an empty house. No asks him how he cured her. He replied he used the book to remove the alteration formula corrupting her true name. No gets totally impressed by his and the book's ability. Then the blue-eyed man introduces himself as Vanitas and says the Blue Moon vampire passed the book and the name to him. He claims he is a human who wants to save vampires from maladies. As No goes back to take his luggage from the airship, they are spotted by the cops and they put them behind bars. They also confiscated the Book of Vanitas. Later, a guard informs them they are free by the order of Count Orlock and he invites them to meet him to get their things back. Vanitas informs No, Count is a vampire appointed by the Queen to maintain the balance between vampires and humans. They come to meet the Count Orlock and Vanitas asks him to give back his book and Amelia. But Orlock refuses to free Amelia because a curse bearer is not allowed to live. Curse bearers are vampires who have lost their true name, and she will be executed by them. No requests him not to execute her, as she is cured by the Book of Vanitas. But Orlock doesn't believe the book can restore vampires to their former state. Seeing no other way to save Amelia, No kicks his table and takes the book from him. To prove the book power, he offered to capture a curse bearer and cured him in front of him. Orlock accepts his request and gives them 1 day to prove this. Then they head out to find the curse bearer. Outside they meet Dante, an information peddler who works with Vanitas. He tells them he has already located the curse bearer and tells them to follow his bat. No grabs Vanitas and he starts chasing the bat. The bat leads them to the curse bearer who is attacking a woman. No stops him and Vanitas uses the mysterious dark book to paralyze him for some time. As they are about to take him to Orlock, 2 vampires, the young one is Luca and the female is Jeanne, come there. Luca asks him to give him the book. He believes destroying the book will save his curse-bearer brother. But Vanitas refuses to give him the book. Seeing no other way, Luca orders Jeanne to take the book by force. Jeanne reveals her crimson gauntlet to fight, seeing which Vanitas become absolutely terrified. Vanitas asks No to run away from her. He tells him she is a burro who alone slain thousands of vampires because in war they sided with humans. As Jeanne prepares to attack them, No punches Vanitas away to protect him. Jeanne released a powerful attack, but fortunately both of them came out alive. After thinking about it for some time, Vanitas found one way to defeat Jeanne. Then Vanitas alone goes to confront Jeanne. He tells her that he is going to use his most secret power to fight her. A power given to him by the most feared Blue Moon vampire. Hearing this, Jeanne gets scared. As she is confused by him, that curse bearer attacks her from behind. She easily frees herself from him but cannot move anymore. Then Vanitas uses the book's power to reclaim the curse bearer's name back. And he turns back to a normal vampire. Orlock's servants saw him using the book to cure the curse bearer. Then Vanitas uses Luca to blackmail Jeanne. She begs him to free her master. Hearing this, Vanitas has an evil smile on his face. He came close to her and stole her first kiss. He tells her he has fallen in love with her. Jeanne gets absolutely embarrassed by this and her master Luca is absolutely angry. Jeanne grabs Luca to take him back to their world. Later, they meet with Orlock, who tells them they have postponed Amelia's execution. Then Vanitas asks Amelia if saw Charlatan. He explains that before becoming a curse bearer, every vampire found themselves in a thick fog and they saw the parade of Charlatan. But Amelia is not able to remember anything like that. So Orlock asks No to help her, as he is a rare vampire who can read people's memory by sucking their blood. No sucks her hand and starts sucking her blood. He then sees her standing alone in thick fog and a parade of Charlatan passes near her. Then a black creature catches her, and it eats her true name. No gets terrified by her memory, and he will make that black creature pay for his crimes. Then No's childhood friend and a royal noble Domi comes inside the room. She puts a collar on No, and takes him away from them. Domi takes him to a secret door which connects the human world to the vampire's world Altus. As they are going to Altus, Vanitas comes and jumps inside the door. And he reached Altus with them. No tries to scold him for this, but Vanitas claims he has been to Altus before. Then they come to the city of Altus, Paris, where the sky is red. As Domi is getting ready for the ball, No asks her if she is upset that he brought a human to this world. Domi comes close to him and says she is not angry with him. She asks him to suck her blood. Hearing her words, No starts sucking her blood while Vanitas wait outside the room. Then they go to the ball, where everyone is dancing wearing a mask. Later, when Domi and Vanitas are alone, she leads him to a room, which turns out to be a torture room, where she questions his intentions of saving the vampire, and accuses him of being an assassin sent by Blue Moon vampire. She asks him to prove himself. Hearing this, Vanitas comes to the hall of the ball and tells all the vampires he is Vanitas. The Blue Moon passed him his name and the book, and to prove this he showed them the mark of the Blue Clan. Then he shows them the infamous book and claims he is here to save them. By saving them he wants to revenge on the Blue Moon vampire. Hearing the commotion, Domi's big sister Veronica comes inside the hall. She attacks Vanitas with a knife, but Jeanne sprints him away in the wink of an eye. Vanitas is surprised to see Jeanne come to help him. Then vampires hear a mysterious song and start turning into curse bearers. And they start sucking another vampire's blood. Jeanne also gets affected by this, but she is somehow controlling herself. Seeing her condition, Vanitas comes close to her and asks her to suck his blood. Jeanne doesn't want to suck his blood, but he reminds her that Luca may be in danger, so she decides to suck his blood. Vanitas has a smile on his face as she is sucking his blood. Meanwhile, No is fighting with 3 charlatan fiends who are trying to kill Luca. Seeing him, No gets enraged and he tries to attack him. But it doesn't affect Charlatan, and it tries to eat his true name. As it is eating him, No remembers his childhood, when he was introduced to Louis and Domi, and as time passed they became close friends. Later they befriend some village children and become close friends with them. One day Domi informs him that one of their village friends, Mina, is to be executed tomorrow because she is a curse bearer. No and Domi want to save her, but Louise angrily tells them nothing can be done to lift the Blue Moon's curse. Later, they both decide to help Mina flee the village. Later that night, they took her outside the village, but Mina started to lose control. As she is attacking everyone, Louis comes to stop her. But he too is a curse bearer and started to lose control. Then he attacked No, but No managed to stop his attack. Louise begged him to end his life as nothing can be done to save his life. As No is confused by his request, Louise starts sucking his blood. Then Louise's grandfather came and ended his life. No gets completely broken by this as he could not do anything to save his friend. As No is sad and broken, Charlatan tries to eat his true name. Fortunately, Vanitas comes to save him, and No comes out of his bad memory. Seeing them together to defend Luca, Charlatan escapes from the window. Then Domi tells them curse bearers are attacking everyone. They head toward the hall to cure those vampires. As Vanitas helps the vampires, some of them accuse him of turning them into the curse bearers. But No defends Vanitas from their attack, and Domi tells them to run away as her sister Veronica is coming to kill him. They run from there and see a curse bearer eating her family. Seeing her condition, Vanitas says it's too late to save her as her flesh is completely corrupted. The curse bearers tearfully begs them to kill her before she kills her sister. Vanitas free her from her pain, but No is angry at him for not curing her. Then Veronica comes there searching for them. She attacks them with her powerful ice magic to freeze Vanitas. As she is about to freeze him to death, Lord Ruthven comes there to stop her. Veronica accuses him of using the book to spread the curse of the blue moon. Ruthven asks Vanitas if he has killed that vampire girl. Vanitas replies he had slew that girl. Before Ruthven could do anything, No comes to defend Vanitas. Ruthven begins to laugh, and he says that he is not trying to harm Vanitas. Then he uses his power to free Vanitas from the ice. Ruthven takes the two of them under his wings. Now no one can harm them. Part 1 ends here, and we will continue our story in Part 2. Don't forget to like and share the video. I will see you in the next one.